even look at what happened at the FIFA Club World Cup. Look at the clubs that represented Africa. None of us, was there to represent us. So it tells a lot how fallen, our football, has been. One time we had Aimba dominating the continent, but where are they today? Even the MPFL, they are not even there to pull their weight anymore. So you can see that a lot is happening. It is an entrenched problem, and it all boils down to leadership paralysis. When you look at these clubs and management, all of these things affect. It's not just about the players. There are structural issues too in clubs that affect the output of the performance of these players. Look at the Super Eagles. We have talent, but talents are not matching with performances. So these things are pointing to the football structure in our country, which of course, if we don't get to fix them, we just see these talents and they will go without really achieving so much for the country that they ought to have with a system that is well structured, a system that is well tailored for them to succeed.
Good points from Radio Hercules talking about matching on-field success with off-field success. The marriage has to work administratively. The marriage has to work also with the players that you have, because in the end, it's about how well you package these boys and how well you give them what is due theirs. I just hope that in no distant future, I will be seeing the likes of Remo Stars get to that level of Halali, Zamalek, even Mamelodi Sundowns, getting to that level, because they look like a club really ready to take on football business the football way. Let's just hope that they get things right, as they will be representing Nigeria also on the continent. Remember, they themselves, Remo Stars, Rivers United, are in the CAF Champions League. Not forgetting Kwara United, who won the President's Federations Cup, and also Abia Warriors will be in the CAF Confederations Cup. We wish them well, but even though I'm not expecting much, especially
why?
I'm not expecting much, because these guys are maybe Rivers United, yes. Maybe they can try as much as possible, get into the group stages. But for Remo Stars, I still have my doubts for them. Even Kwara United, I don't see them going anywhere. I don't see Abia Warriors also going anywhere. They might just take the money for qualifying and just palm with that one. But anyways, I wish them well. And also the Chan Eagles, we wish them all the very best. As we'll be switching gears now to European scene, the segment talking about transfers happening left, right, center. Let's talk about Olaino, who we hear has signed a new contract with Nottingham Forest. And stories that we are hearing from Nottingham is that Olaino can't hide his All right, sorry for that breaking transmission, but we just had to make sure things are still in line. But let's quickly go into the international segment, and we hear Olaino has penned a new 3-year contract with Nottingham Forest that will see him remain with the Premier League club until 2028. The Nigerian international played a pivotal role in the team's 2024-25 campaign, starting in 35 of their 38 Premier League games. And you have to say the 28-year-old contributed 2 goals and 1 assist. According to Olaino, who in his words, quoting him now, he said, "I'm over the moon. I can't wait to continue this journey with this club. It's always felt like a home ever since I joined, and I'm happy to be here. Now my focus is on preparing for the new season well and getting back to hard work." And Radio Hercules, you have to say, this is a good one for Olaino, who we hear even Manchester City at the point in time we're trying to sign him and all the big clubs in England. You have to say he merits every money that Nottingham Forest right now is throwing at him.
Yes, of course. He has been fantastic for Nottingham Forest. not to stretch it, but just the way it is, we can safely say that it was one of the best, players, in his position last season, in the EPL, and we can also say that Nottingham Forest's deep in form was also part of when he was injured and out. So now you can see how important a player he was to the team structure and the team solidity at that time. So I'm excited for him. I'm bursting with joy for him that he has, penned a new deal at the club, which will keep him there. And of course, we saw what happened, how they fought their way into European football once again, even though that there are some situation around it now. But at least they put in a fight, and they show that this time under Nuno Espirito Santos, they are a good team. And we saw how they fought to the end, if not for the last minute where they ceded their top place. They ceded that Champions League spot, which wasn't too good. But of course, they still had the Conference League that they qualified for.
Okay, good one for Taiwo. Sorry, talking about Olaino, who has gotten that extension, and also he will still be happy that Taiwo Awoni also signed an extension with Nottingham Forest.
Even Nuno too.
Yeah, Nuno Espirito Santo.
Yeah.
It's all good for Nottingham Forest. And still speaking about the Super Eagles players trying to get new clubs abroad, we hear Juventus are considering a move for Leicester City midfielder Wilfred Ndidi. Remember, Ndidi has a €9 million release clause in his contract and is expected to leave the Foxes this summer following the club's relegation from the Premier League last season. The 28-year-old could come in as a direct replacement for Douglas Luiz, but the issue right now is will Juventus be willing to pay the €9 million, the release clause on Ndidi's contract?
Well, if you value a player that much, you pay. Yeah, if you value a player that much, you pay. Unless you're saying that you don't have that money to pay. And if you look at these teams now, sometimes evaluation becomes the put-off for them, right? Look at Chelsea and Jamie Gittins. Look at how that deal went. It was the valuation. It was how Chelsea, the club, valued their Gittins. That's why they went, the extra mile to cough out that money. The same with Florian Wirtz as well. We saw how that deal stalled. We were dragging at the point, but Liverpool went ahead because it was key to their plan. So if Wilfred Ndidi is key to Igor Tudor's plan, to become, a voice again in Italian football, yes, of course, they'll go all out to sign him. And for Wilfred Ndidi, I'm particularly excited for him, not just Juventus. We're hearing Manchester United and other big teams too are also in talks, to secure his services. And we want to see him play, top football. If Wilfred Ndidi is going to Juventus, it's a step up for him in his career. Manchester United step up for him in his career. These are the things we want to hear about Nigerian footballers, right? Yeah, these are the things we want to hear about them. So what Wilfred Ndidi is a fantastic one. And for Juventus, if they want him and if it's important to the future they're building, of course they will go all out to get him.
Let's see how that goes. Remember, Juventus are in the market because they want to let go Douglas Luiz, who has not really performed well since signing for them from Aston Villa. And speaking of updates coming from the WAFCON, we hear South Africa have scored 2 goals against Ghana, as 2 goals from Linda Muthalo, who scored the penalty in the 28th minute, and also Jemen Siopo Senwe, who scored the second goal in the 34th minute. South Africa 2, Ghana still yet to score. And that's the update coming from Morocco as it concerns the Women's African Cup of Nations. And now, still talking about transfer, we hear Arsenal are close to sealing a move for Sporting Lisbon forward Victor Gyökeres. Sources said that personal terms have been agreed over a 5-year deal for the 26-year-old, and that negotiations between the two clubs have accelerated in recent days. Arsenal Sporting Director Andre Barta flew out to Lisbon for direct talks with Sporting President Federico Nuno Faro Varandas and the club's new Sporting Director Bernardo Palmero. We hear a full agreement is closed for a fee of €65 million. The structure of the deal is still to be finalized, but there is optimism from the North London club that they will get their man. And you have to say, for Mikel Arteta, this will be a big move for him if he finally signs Gyökeres, because at this point, Arsenal have done the business early enough. They've signed Martin Zubimendi, who was unveiled recently too. And also, not forgetting that a striker coming in at this point will be a good one for them. Still, Gyökeres to Arsenal, a good deal for them, you have to say.
Of course, definitely it's a good deal. It is one position that has impeded Arsenal's progress as a team. When you look at how they fared in the Champions League, it was one position that actually stopped them from progressing. When Martinelli was injured, not Martinelli now, Aves. When Aves was injured, we saw that it affected the entire team. So when you look at the quality of Gyökeres, of course, you know that it's going to be a credit to Arsenal's team. It's definitely going to be a credit to Arsenal's team. It's going to improve Arsenal in the number 9 position. And look at the number of goals he has plundered. 54 goals in 52 games. And even in the Champions League, you look at the games that he has scored. So it tells you a lot about the quality of this particular player. Coming to Arsenal is definitely going to be a credit to this Arsenal side. Arteta, I believe, is going to work wonders with him as well.
And let's see how that goes. Remember, Arsenal are still in the hunt for a midfielder. As we hear, the Premier League side are closing in on the deal for Chelsea's winger Noni Madueke, who at this point in time also wants to
Yes, of course. Really. Hello.
we have on the line at this point talking about the CCC himself on the MIC, but right now he's on the MIC, but we want to bring him on the MIC. Kufri Ekpe calling into the show. Hello, Kufri.
This is not Kufri.
Hello.
This is not Kufri. Hello. Hello, Timmy. Hello, Jude. Good evening to you guys. It's been a wet Monday in the city of Asawa, Delta State, where the 2025 Nigerian National League Super 8 playoff tournaments has been unfolding. It's been an exciting day. What day we've had so far. A couple of minutes from now, we'll come to the end of the final game today. It's always a very, very hectic day on match day. On Saturday, it was the same. All 8 teams were on duty. They tasted action. 4 games in total from past 9 up until past 6. And same thing for today. Yesterday was a rest day. And I can tell you, Timmy, when you said the last time you were on the show with yours truly, that playing in the NNL is like playing in the jungle, you were absolutely right. You are right. Not because of what we've seen in the regular season in the NNL, but what we've seen in terms of the competitiveness of the Super 8. All the 8 teams don't want to lose. They want to be part of the MPFL next season. But unfortunately for all 8 of them, or for 4 of them, only 4 tickets are available for promotion into next season's MPFL. And so the games are very tight. You can imagine only 2 goals were scored on the first match day on Saturday. And today, because they knew that it's a do or die affair from the second round of games, they opened up a bit and we saw plenty of goals today. As we speak, the game between Crown FC and Osun United is in the business end of the second half, and Crown FC lead by 1-0. But before I go into the drama of the Southern Conference group, where you have Kun Khalifat FC of Owerri, Warri Wolves of Delta, the host team, Crown FC of Ogumosho, and Osun United of Osogbo. Let me go to the Northern Conference group, where you have Yobe Desert Stars from Damaturu, Wiki Tourists of Bauchi, Bara FC of Kano, and Doma United of Gombe. All 4 teams have played 2 games each. Earlier, we see Yobe Desert Stars beat Doma United by 2-1. As a matter of fact, it was the first game of today with Yobe Desert Stars coming from a goal down to get all 3 points. It was more like, as yours truly will say, pulling the chestnut out of the fire, and they did that very well. So from 2 games, Yobe Desert Stars have 4 points. I'll tell you the backstory to this Yobe Desert Stars team. The second game of that Northern Conference group saw Bara FC and Wiki Tourists ended it goalless. If Wiki Tourists don't qualify for the MPFL next season, they should blame themselves. They should not blame any other thing but themselves. They have been so wasteful in this competition. They would have easily won their first game against Doma United. They would have easily won the game today against Bara FC. But, like I said, their name is no longer Wiki Tourists, but Wasteful FC. And their coach is an experienced hand. Talking about Abdul Maikaiba. He was furious. He was not happy. He admitted that they wasted a lot of opportunities. The guys are very good, very slim, slender, small in stature, but they run very fast. They quickly get into the attacking third or into the 18-yard box of the opponent, but converting their chances has been their biggest bane at this competition. And so, goalless in the first game for these 2 teams and goalless in the second game. And so both of them have 2 points each. Now, let me tell you the backstories to Yobe Desert Stars. This is the team that left Damaturu on Wednesday. They slept over in Abuja same Wednesday, hoping that they will leave for Asaba on Thursday and get to Asaba on Thursday, perhaps have Friday to train to warm up before their first game on Saturday. But they had an accident on Thursday in Auchi in Edo State, and they only got to Asaba around noon on Friday, and less than 24 hours, they had to play their game in the morning on Saturday. They did everything that they could to persuade the NNL board to let them play the last game of the day, but their request was rejected, and so they played the first game that day against Bara FC. They got a point, and in spite of the fatigue that they suffered, they did very well. And in the game today, they came from a goal down to beat Doma United by 2-1. You can imagine that with everything that they went through, they are the table-topping teams in the Northern Conference group as we speak, with 4 points from 2 games. And Wiki Tourists have got 2 points from 2 games, Bara FC 2 points from 2 games, and Doma United have got 1 point from 2 games. Final game of that group, or final games of that group, will be played simultaneously. The second stadium will come into play, the Augustine J.J. Okocha Stadium in Ogwashuku. We're going to have simultaneous games for each of the groups. So that's the story of the Northern Conference. But where it gets more interesting to me is in the Southern Conference group, where you have Warri Wolves. Warri Wolves lost their first game to Osun United 1-0, but they bounced back today to beat Kun Khalifa FC of Owerri by 3-0.
Wow.
Hands down. 3-0, hands down. And so they have 1 win, 1 loss from 2 games. Kun Khalifa, who won their first game, 1-0 against Crown FC, were the ones that were battered by the home team, Warri Wolves. And so for them too, they have 1 win and 1 draw. The coach was perplexed. He couldn't really talk to the press. He was very, very discouraged. But we told him he had to talk to us. You win some, you lose some. When he won the first game against Crown FC 1-0, he was waxing lyrical. He said his mission is to win all the games and book promotion to the NPFL. But Jungle matured today, and he saw the difference between light and day. For the current game, Crown FC, as the last time I checked, had to quickly come to my hotel room to file this report. Crown FC were leading Osun United by 1-0. And looking at that result, Timmy, it means that if the result ends that way, or as we speak now, each team has won 1 game each from 2 games as we speak. So they have 3 points each. And that might be the situation going into the final group games in that group. And it is all to play for. Thankfully, it's going to be played simultaneously. So it's becoming more interesting at the 2025 Super 8 playoffs tournament right here in Asaba Delta State. Over to you, Jimmy.
Thank you very much, Kufre, for that report. But before we let you go, just quickly, because you are our eyes there, can you just give us the idea of who you think might qualify for the Premier League next season from the teams you've seen and how they've played from the Northern Conference and also the Southern Conference?
All right, so there are 8 teams in this competition. 6 of them are run, bankrolled, financed, managed by state governments. 2 of them are private clubs, Barra FC of Kano and Kun Khalifa FC of Owerri. Now, from what I've seen in 2 games for each of these teams, I'm a bit sentimental towards Yobe Desert Stars. For them to go through what they went through and have been able to go unbeaten so far, amassing 4 points, they deserve a slot in the MPFL. That's one. Wiki Tourists, like I said, have been wasteful. They have been wasteful. And I've seen the hands of Abdul Maikaba on that team. They are good. They just need to sort out their wastefulness in front of goal, and they will be a very difficult team in the 2025-2026 season of the NPFL if they book one of the tickets. They play against Yobe Desert Stars. It will be tough. Yobe Desert Stars only need a point, and they are guaranteed a spot in the MPFL next season. Maybe 3 points, I don't know if it will be okay for Wiki Tourists, but if Barra FC beats Doma United, they will have 4 points. And so Wiki Tourists know that they are condemned to beating
Yobe Desert Stars
for them to stand a chance. So we might end up seeing 3 teams in that group having 4 points at the end of the round-robin games in that group. If Barra FC beat Doma United and Wiki Tourists beats if Wiki Tourists beat Yobe Desert Stars, they will have 5 points. And so they will be clear. Yes, they will have 5 points. If they draw, they will have 3 points. Yobe Desert Stars will have 5. If Barra wins Doma, Barra will have 4 points. And so it will be Yobe Desert Stars if they get a point alongside with Barra. So it's very tricky. It's very dicey. That's the situation. But from what I've seen, Yobe Desert Stars and Wiki Tourists from the Northern Conference group. Now, when we come to the Southern Conference group, Warri Wolves were unlucky in their first game. They lost 1-0 at home. It was a bit of a defensive, mismanagement, and they paid dearly for it. And Osun United defended very well till the end. From what they played today, they composed themselves under pressure, having lost the first game, didn't concede, scored 3 goals, bust the game, and they got all 3 points. So they have some level of experience. They've played in the MPFL before. Maybe they should come. Kun Khalifa, let's see how they are going to respond to their defeats. Because the way they are responding now is not of a professional team. Because you should know that you win some, you lose some, and in this kind of situation, there could also be a draw. If you win, you celebrate. If you don't, you pick yourself back. You still have a game, win that game, and you secure yourself a ticket in the MPFL. But psychologically, they are not there. And so I don't think that I want to root for them to be one of the qualifiers for the MPFL next season. So I might be looking at Warri Wolves, and Crown SC were also very unlucky against Kun Khalifa. So if we can have Warri Wolves and Crown FC.
We are heavy on time right now. We have to let you go. We have to let you go. So sorry. But thank you very much for your report all the way from Asaba, where the NNL Super 8 is taking place. Hopefully, we'll have you back to give us all the analysis and the excitement from Asaba. Thank you very much, Kufri Ekwe. And on that note,
plenty of time to call in early.
Yep. And on that note, we have to wrap things up right now on the Champion Sports for today, because definitely time is not on our side. But tomorrow, by the special grace of God, we'll still be back on air to give you all the latest from the world of sports. I remember yours truly, Timmy, and also so much thanks to Radio Hercules, who has also had a fantastic and swell time in the studio with me, right?
Of course I have.
Thank you very much. Tomorrow, hopefully, we'll come back to give you all the analysis from the world of sports on Champion Sports. Till then, have a smashing evening.
Champion 90.7 FM, the radio station for me. Discover and enjoy music that touches the soul and moves the body on Champion 90.7 FM. And enjoy music that touches the soul and moves the body on Champion 90.7 FM. Discover and enjoy music that touches the soul and moves the body on Champion 90.7 FM. Bossa. Bossa, bossa, bossa. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La la
patience more to destroy very easily, but to build the uncle, wahala new. politician. Surulere ẹ má jẹ́ àbáyọ̀ bò. Ó legislator, ó certificate, ó gba master, ó gba mísísì. Ọ̀nà democracy rẹ̀ sí ẹ kọrin. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ níbí. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ níbí. Ẹ bá fi ẹlẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ àjàyè orí níbí. Bó bá dọ̀la, ká ní ara wàhálà wa lọ. Bàbá ní aṣọ kò sọjà bára lé o. If we search ourselves, nobody innocent o. Bàbá ní aṣọ kò sọjà ṣé afárá lé lórí. Everybody guilty pátápátá, nobody innocent o. So make we stop all this hypocrisy. Make we get patience more, build better democracy. Orin kí làwa ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ. Kí làwa ṣe o? Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ níbí. Ẹ bá fi yẹlẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ àjàyè orí níbí. Ó bá dọ̀la, ká ní ara wàhálà. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ níbí. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣẹjọ́ làwa fàyè gbọ́. Kí làwa ṣe? Ṣèbáyé làwa jẹ níbí. Ẹ bá fi ẹlẹ̀, ẹ jẹ́ àjàyè orí níbí. Bó bá dọ̀la, ká ní ara wàhálà wa lọ.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's another beautiful Monday morning. Yes, I call it Money Making Monday. Yes. Welcome to MMM. This is a program where the right message meets with the right music for you to be motivated to make the right decision. Remember, this is a production of Frustrated Media and PR Limited, and it comes up every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, beg your pardon, by 6 p.m. Yes, we broadcast live from Champion 90.7 FM. I'm your regular host, Adedoyin Kukoyi. Get ready for another 60 minutes of inspiring messages, infectious music, and electrifying conversations. Before I get to unveil today's discussion as well as the guest, like I always say, I would appreciate you joining our community, our family, by being a part of all our social media handle at MMM_NG234. I'll say that again, at MMM_NG234. Send in your messages, your contributions, whatever, your questions, we will answer to them. We're going to go on a break. When we come back, it will be with our guest. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. You're still listening to message music for motivation on Champion FM 90.7. I still remain your host at Dedo Kukoyi. Now, just a few days ago, Nigeria's opposition parties formed a coalition aiming to challenge the ruling APC's dominance in the 2027 general elections. This development has sparked intense debate and speculations about the coalition's potential impact on the country's political landscape. Now, as Nigeria's democracy continues to evolve, the success or failure of this coalition could have far-reaching consequences. With diverse members and leaders, the coalition faces both opportunities and challenges. Let's explore the implications of this coalition. My guest today on the program is none other than a part of the family, actually. He's been here, he's part of us, he's an amazing person. Dr. Pastor Olumide Emmanuel. Doctor, good evening, sir.
Good evening. Oh, yes, so these are family radio. It's our family show.
Yes, it is our family show. Welcome. How have you been, sir?
I'm good. We need to form our own coalition.
Okay, well, doctor, if you say so. Okay, sir. We're just going to go straight into, today's program. Now, let's look at what are your thoughts on the formation of the opposition coalition and what might be their primary goals. That's my first question.
Okay, well, everybody has just woken up to hear that there is now a coalition, and the best name for the coalition is more or less like what we call strange bedfellows. And if you look at the individuals and groups that constitute the coalition, you will realize that it's a funny coalition with different groups of people. But the agenda is the same. I think that's the only thing that is unique or that is bringing all of them together. And the agenda is to remove Tinubu in 2027. So at least on that point, they are all in unity. They all want Tinubu house. They all want APC house. It's a different language that they are using now. Because, it's a different language that they are using now. Because the way this is going now is as if everybody is still in their party. Because you listen to all of them, I think Peter Obi still was part of an interview, maybe this week on channels or one of those TV stations, and I think Wike too still spoke. So you realize that everybody is still holding on to their party, and they are not saying they are coming to a coalition. So it's not as if they are bringing all their strength together. Everybody is still holding on to their party, so that if there is nothing for them in the coalition, they will return to their party. And that is not total commitment that can produce results as far as I'm concerned.
As far as you're concerned. A united opposition is the first step towards a brighter future for Nigeria, as it would strengthen our democracy. That's our belief, right?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, I don't know if that is true. Because if you say united opposition, can water and oil unite? They are straight. So to call them the united opposition is not. It leaves more to be desired to even say whether that is true or not. And then when you have the united opposition, it does not mean that it will strengthen the democracy or that it will remove the people that are incumbent. It's a function of the incumbent. Are they doing what they're supposed to do? And then the united opposition, they are what it takes to be able to move the needle. And that we don't know yet, because you just think of it. Atiku is there, Amechi is there, Hereby is there, David Mark is there, Regreshola is there. I used to look at all those combinations. They are a combination of people that are angry. They are all the same. What is the difference from all these people? All these people are the same people that have gone to APC. It is will not begin to say they are forming coalition. Because they are not thinking of Nigerians. So I hope Nigerians are not being deceived to think that the coalition is about them. No, it's about them being in a better position to achieve their own goals, not because they want to make Nigeria better. So that we will not be deceived again.
So let's look at the antecedents. I mean, the credentials of the politicians involved in this coalition. Like you have mentioned, we have people like Alhaji Atiku Abubakar. We have someone like El-Rufai, David Mark, Aregbesola, and so on. Let's look at their antecedents one after the other.
Well, if you look at each of them, you realize that let's take maybe 2 or 3 because of that. Number one, Atiku. Atiku has been pursuing this ambition forever.
For as long as we know.
So right now, Atiku, I hope you know that Atiku was there in the days of Abiola. People don't know. Atiku was there with the time of Abiola Bamanga took on. Atiku Jiwabeo, in those days. So Atiku right now is the oldest, longest pursuer of the presidency. He has broken the record of Buhari now. So Atiku is someone that shows up when election is coming up. After election, he will disappear back to his foreign act. Because I don't think Atiku is a Nigerian anymore. I think he lives more abroad than in Nigeria. But anytime there is election, he will reboot and come back. So, and people don't trust him to be able to take Nigeria to the El Dorado. So that is number one person that is there. Number two, Amechi. Amechi, we know the story of Amechi. Was Amechi not part of those that were trying to be a president during the Buhari era? And then he left, he resigned as a minister, being somebody that has done governorship, done different kind of position. He resigned to go and do presidency. When the presidency did not work, he disappeared to say he went to school to go and do a course abroad. He has returned now, and because of his problem with Wike, you know that Wike is the troubler of the water. It seems as if Wike is the one weakening them and weakening them. The PDP, the APC government. So now, Amechi is there now coming back. El-Rufai, El-Rufai is the APC. Kebi was one of the people, he too has done governor, he has done FCT minister, he has done a lot, but was he not appointed for a position before they now rejected him at the National Assembly? And after that one, he became the enemy of the government. So really, is Aregbe not supposed to be the APC people? Aregbe is not supposed to be Tinubu's boy. So at the end of the day, you see that this coalition, they are all strange bedfellows. And if we look at all the antecedents, which of them in that list have we seen that has done anything to try to help Nigeria? Which of them, where they have ruled before, or where they have served before, can we say these people have a very fantastic record that if they can have more chance, they will do better?
We also have someone. We also have someone like David Mark.
David Mark, where is David Mark from? Is he not from Benue? Was he not the Senate president? Is David Mark, what's happening in Benue now? Is it not the same Benue that Boko Haram has almost finished the whole city, that the governor is crying out? And you have not settled state's problem. It's federal problem you don't want to go and settle. Let us face reality now. These people are not thinking of us. They are only fighting for their ambition. So this is nothing but an ambitious coalition. And Nigeria is not a place where you can expect things to work according to order. So if they decide to coalesce together and they play their game well, let's see how far it goes. For me, I don't trust anybody, whether it's PDP or APC or ADB or WWW or MMM or any name they like to call themselves. As far as I'm concerned, they are all the same. None of them is better than anybody.
Dr. Olumide, did you just mention MMM?
MMM, yeah. Only to put on Sibeki,
Ladies and gentlemen, it's still MMM with Dori Kukoyi coming to you live from Champion 90.7 FM. Our guest today is none other than Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. You can be a part of this program by calling us on 090-620-23907. 090-620-24907. All right, doctor. Now, do you think, you said the main reason, in your own opinion, why all of these people have come together is just to unseat the current President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, do you think they are formidable enough to unseat President Bola Tinubu?
In all honesty, if they play their cards right and they do what needs to be done, yes, they are formidable enough.
Okay.
Because see, when you look at Tinubu is a master strategist. If you look at Tinubu is a combination of Awolowo plus Abiola combined. Awolowo had the love of people, but he did not have money. And he did not have a widespread to the north. Abiola had money, but he did not have the widespread. So what Tinubu has is he has people and he has money who combine with his body. And then Tinubu is a strategist, he's a master strategist. And that is why you know that when they came up with their own APC coalition, CPC, AD, and all those people that came together to form APC, the agenda then was to remove Jonathan. And Tinubu was patient enough to allow Buhari to go and do his own. And his plan was that when Buhari finishes 8 years, I will do my own. And that's why when Buhari was done, he came out and said, Emilokon, because I have given all of you time to do your own. It's my turn. Now, he has widespread all over the country. He has the money, he has the people, because as a strategist, he plays what we call in psychology the long game. And in mafia, they call it the long con. So that is who Tinubu is, a strategist. He's a master strategist. Tinubu is somebody that will pay for your hospital bill to give birth to your child and pay your child's school fees until he becomes a lawyer, knowing fully well that in 40 years' time, I will need him to come and do what I want him to do. And you will not be able to say no. Tinubu is somebody that will see that you have health problems and pay for your kidney operation in India and keep you alive, so that in 12 years' time, when he places a demand, you cannot say no. That's the master strategy. So all over the country, he has people that he has impacted. He has people he has helped. He has people whose story cannot be complete without mentioning his name. So that is one thing he has going for him. He has money and he has people. Then to now top it up, he is now in power. It's called the power of incumbency. And the entire machinery of government is with him. So he's a candidate that to beat him in 2027, you need a master stroke. But now, to your question, does this coalition, are they a formidable team? As they are now, they are not. But if they play their card right, they can. Why? Because everything Tinubu has, the coalition can also have. Number one, money. Atiku is the money. Whatever money Tinubu has, Atiku has the money. So Atiku can be the money bag. And then all the other people, if they bring their own shekere to join Atiku, money is sorted out. People, Atiku has people. Don't forget that when it comes to politics, Atiku is always between number 2, number 3, number 2, number 3. So all the northern states, Atiku has people. Then David Mark has his own people. Hereby has his own people. And make sure. So by the time they all come together, they will be able to cover for the people thing.
Yeah, they become formidable.
Number 3 is who will they field? Because now Obi, as far as Nigeria is concerned today, Obi is the only candidate that has the national, international clout to give any form of hope to anybody based on the impact he had with the obedient movement. That was a shock to everybody, that he will go to a small party like Labour Party and then a movement started. If the Gen Z and the millennials refuse to be tired and they say they will arise and these people give Obi the ticket, then they can topple Tinubu. So the only way they can topple him is, number 1, make Obi the president. Then look for a northerner to be the vice president. But the question is, will Atiku allow that? I don't think so. Atiku will still want to run. And if Atiku wants to run, because this is what we call, the game of politics now. It's like a chess. So if I'm to be a counselor, if they invite me now to say, come and counsel us, how can we win? I will tell them, number one, let Obi be the president. If you make Obi the president, all the Gen Z, all the obedient people, because the obedient movement is made up of three sets of people. Number one, sensible people that have checked the political market and they have discovered that this is a less of many evils. So it's called the less evil theory. So at least let's put obedience. So that's number one group in obedience. The second group in obedience are the group of people that are what we call noisemakers without votes. So they are obedient people that are abroad, because obedient movement is online. If they are hearing me now, they will be angry again. What does it mean? They are the noisemakers without impact. They are online, they are everywhere, but they don't have votes because they don't have voters card. They don't live in Nigeria, and INEC does not count Instagram like. INEC does not count tweets. So they are all over the world, but they are making noise, going viral online, but it does not equal to vote in Nigeria. That's the second set of people in the obedient movement. The third set are the young, emotional people, emotion without strategy. They are emotional, they will insult their father, insult their mother, insult everybody, but there is no strategy. Instead of them to be strategic. So those are three groups of people in that obedience. So if they agree to say, okay, let Obi be the president, and they now look for a very solid northerner that will also resonate with the young generation, then they might have a chance. Or they look for a Easterner, but you cannot have two Easterner, it may cause trouble. So it's better to look for a northerner that will be maybe like a northern Muslim. But I don't know if they will allow Rufai to now be the vice president. So if it's Obi,
would he even want to be the vice president? Would he not be talking about the length of experience he has and all of that?
Yeah, everybody want to be the president. That's the problem. But out of all of them, Amechi, Aregbesola, David Marco, Rufai, Atiku, out of all of them, Obi is the only one that people can say, okay, every other person, it will not bring any form of hope. They will just say, well, then let's settle with the one we have. But if they can do the Obi thing, and then they all now bring all their structure together, then they can really give Tinubu a run.
It's still MMM. Yes. 1 second, Doctor. Yes, 1 second, sir.
They can give Tinubu a run. And that is if there is no game in this coalition, because you know the way this thing works. You might be shocked to realize that many of the people in this coalition, they are Tinubu's people that are sent on assignment.
They are being planted.
So last minute, they will just do what's the formula that this guy used for Wiki, the Wiki's friend, what's his name again, that now got to the...
Fubara.
No, but the primary, the guy in the primary that stepped down, that now made I've forgotten his name, but you know, there was a guy, what's his name? There was a guy that was supposed to be one of the presidential candidates that now stepped down at the last minute.
Yes, you're right.
He's the one that made Wiki to lose. So that guy, there might be people in this coalition that in the last minute, they can just change the game. So we are watching now. We are here.
We are here. It's still MMM with Doyin Kukoyi coming to you live from Champion 90.7 FM. Our phone lines are open. You can call us and be a part of this discussion. Call us on 090-620-23907. 090-620-24907. Our guest on today's show is none other than Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, a clergyman, a life coach, a business coach, now a political analyst.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so my next question, Doctor. How do you think this coalition will impact the Nigerian political landscape, particularly in the 2027 general election?
Well, number one, it will weaken the votes of other people. That's number one. It will weaken the vote, because once this coalition come together and they are able to call themselves a coalition, all the votes that other people would have gotten will be weakened. Number two, when this coalition decides to go ahead the way they are going ahead, if they choose the wrong person as a candidate for presidency or vice presidency, they are just on a journey of futility. Because Nigerian electorate are now wiser. Nigerian electorate are not going to be taken for a ride anymore. And another thing is, we don't know what's going to happen with INEC, because you know what we are really crying for is electoral reform. Because we saw what happened in the last election where Beavers was not working and INEC came up with all manner of strange formula to get people into power. So electoral reform is something that really needs to be done. But with this new group, if they choose the wrong people as president and vice president, nobody will answer them. People are tired. People are dying. People are hungry.
People are hungry.
The way things are going now is not people are tired, because people have already realized now that none of them is different. They are all the same. And the way people are dying and people are hungry, nobody will want to use their life to play bets. They would rather just sit down and see how they can survive with what they have than to go and enter another one chance.
Now let's look at the appointment of David Mark. How might the appointment of David Mark, Rauf Aregbesola and Bolaji Abdullahi as interim leaders shape the coalition's direction?
Well, you see, it's a strategic move to be able to bring all the different regions together. David Mark is powerful in the, what do we call now, is it northeast or what do we call the central middle belt? So he has power. Aregbesola has some small power in the southwest. Then the other guy has some little power. So is that they are trying to please all the different group of people. So whichever of them they end up putting to lead the group as maybe chairman or coordinator or whatever, or national leader, well, I really don't know what difference they will make that to just bring the people from their own region to the table. Because they all have their own political goodwill, they all have their own political trajectory, and they have their own followers. So it's just a matter of everybody bring your follower so that we can see how we can topple these people in power. But we are here, we are watching.
We are watching. Let's quickly go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue with MMM. Welcome back. It's still MMM. Our guest is still here with us. Doctor, now some critics argue that the coalition lacks ideological substance. How might this impact their credibility and effectiveness?
Which party in Nigeria have ideology? that is not a point because every party in Nigeria is the same. There is no party with any ideology. So there is no party. Which party in Nigeria has ideology? Go and check out their constitution now. Check their manifesto. It's the same manifesto everybody is photocopying and adjusting. So as far as I'm concerned, in this country, we are not into ideological politics. We are into ambitious politics and career politics. So these are politicians that are career politicians. It's not about any ideology. So if they say the coalition doesn't have ideology, I don't even believe they will or they should because there's nothing different. There's nothing. I'm telling you. Look, my sister, let's ask ourselves. Since these people came in 1999, people were all here now. Oh, in Jamaica, in 1999 now, has Nigeria been better? As any government, every government is always worse than the previous one. So what are we deceiving ourselves about now? These people are not thinking of us. When they all came together, the only agenda was remove Jonathan. When Buhari came, we will not say bring back our Jonathan. Buhari was supposed to be the worst president that Nigeria ever had. But with what people are thinking on that people now, I did not say Baba come back. So that's the reality. And it's because what we're supposed to have done, we have not done. And every government is carrying the trouble. In the year 2012, have you all forgotten Occupy? 2012, I will never forget. In 2011, there was a town hall meeting. I will never forget Sanusi and Okojo Ewela, and then they did a town hall. I was wondering when Sanusi explained everything about subsidy. They invited all the major players in Nigeria. They broadcasted it. When they explained subsidy, explained everything, and Sanusi was telling us that Nigeria does not remove the subsidy, we are going to end up in bankruptcy. They explained everything. When I listened to me, subsidy is bad. Then we entered 2012. Jonathan wanted to remove subsidy. It is these same APC people, all these people that fought Jonathan. Everybody was going to Ojota, Occupy. Money, stupid to don't deceive around. If they have allowed Jonathan to remove subsidy, then we will not be where we are today. But they didn't allow it. People were stealing money. Subsidy fraud was going on. Everything was going on. Now, Tinubu has come. And like I said over and over again, the decision to remove subsidy is the right decision. The decision to float the naira is the right decision because people don't know the kind of fraud that those two things have caused and the kind of problem it has caused for Nigeria. But even though it is the right decision, the results now is going to take time to show. And it's beginning to show, but people are too hungry to see it.
To notice.
Yeah, the result is beginning to show. But we should now ensure that we do every other thing that needs to be done because most of the time we always think that there is one thing that must be done to change Nigeria, but it doesn't have. There is a combination of things that needs to be done, not one thing. So removing subsidies is right, floating the naira is right, but when you do that, there are other things they should have now done to make those two decisions easier for people to manage. And like I said 2 years ago on the show, I said they are making the right decision, but the gestation period of most policy changes is between 6 months to 2 years if the right things are done.
Right.
And now 2 years have come and we're already seeing some results, but there are many other things that they have not done right. And that is why we are where we are. Because now you say you remove subsidy, but where are the refineries? Have you forgotten that Port Harcourt refinery, they have spent billions of dollars? Have you forgotten the ministers are telling us they will open last year, February, then they say July, then they say December. Now, where is the refinery? They even did fake launching of the refinery. Check it back. People keep forgetting that they say they have. Where is the Port Harcourt refinery now? Warri refinery, Kaduna refinery. Why is our own refinery not working? But Dangote one is working. And yet they are still fighting Dangote. They still want to be. Dangote refinery is working, bringing correct fuel. They are still importing fuel because the cabal and the people making money from the dysfunctionality will not allow things to work. Then the government is telling everybody to tighten their belt. They are not tightening their own belts. So it becomes a double whammy. So really, for this country, that is why, if you notice, my focus as a world coach, as a consultant, is on economic empowerment of people and wealth creation. That is why all my books, all my program is all about educating people on how to offer value and make money. Because if you don't have a way to become valuable to make money for yourself, you'll be a victim of Nigeria. So people should become financially intelligent. People should become very intentional about the way they manage their life, so that they will not be a victim of the dysfunctional environment that we found ourselves.
Now, sir, let's look at how might this coalition influence the democratic process in Nigeria, particularly regarding voter engagement and participation.
Now, when Obi came up and the buzz was all over the country and all over the world, and at the end of the day, Obi lost, I told people, I said, look, we must be careful of what I call the dangers of situational hope. Where you place all your hope on one situation. That's what happened with NSAS. And after the crisis, people's hope were dashed. Then Obi came. After Obi, people's hope were dashed. If the coalition wants to win, I told them then that Obi should not relax. What Obi should do now is all these people online, all these Gen Z and all these millennials and all these people that are trying to get in, they should organize themselves all over the nation. The 774 local governments, they now have 4 years to mobilize and get people on board with accurate data and go into grassroots mobilization, so that by the time they get towards 2027, they will have been able to have a formidable team, so that even if it goes in 2027 and it does not win again, then by 2031, we now guarantee that it will be or nothing. But the way they have worked down for the last 2 years, we have not seen anything that the obedient people have done. Even the Labour Party, they are fighting themselves. They are not together. PDP fighting themselves, they are not together. So what has happened is that many of them are now going to APC. So it's becoming more like a one-party state and one-party country. So this new coalition now, how will they help the electorate? If they are able to sit down and come up with a strategic plan that is really, really robust and all-encompassing, then they might get the electorate to wake up. Because look at all these people. Have you noticed that all these people you have mentioned, have you noticed that there's no woman there? All these people you have mentioned, have you noticed that there's no youth there?
They don't have any.
They are still old people. The same old people that are the troublers of Israel are the same people there. So, question. If all these men are gathered together, where are all the women? Where is Okoje Ewela? Where is Obi Ezekwesili? Where is what's the other woman? The United Nations woman, the Northern woman. Where is Danjuma? Where are all these powerful women? Then where are the younger people? What is Showore's place in this thing? What is the Fela Durotoye people? All these what's the other guy's name from Central Bank? Morgalu. Where is this? At the end of the day, to that waste.
Hello? Hello? Hello, doctor. Are you back on now?
Hello?
Hello, sir. Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, so I said, where are the women? Where are the younger people in the coalition?
The powerful women. Intelligent, smart women.
So now you are doing coalition, no woman. Then when it's now election time, you'll be giving them 5,000 and a bag of rice. Is that what women are for? Where are the youths? Where is the Shorure? Where is Mogalu? Where is Durotoye? Where are the younger generation in this coalition? So at the end of the day, with the watch,
Now, will the coalition's formation lead to increased scrutiny of government policies and actions?
I don't think so, because they are all the same. What are they scrutinizing? The next thing, now EFCC will start looking for them. They will go and change party again. So I don't see that happening.
Okay, so can the coalition realistically challenge the ruling APC's dominance in the 2007 election? 2027 election?
Yes, they can, if they do it right.
If they do it
but
right.
I don't see them doing it right. One way they can do it right is Obi must be the one that is the presidential candidate. Obi is the only candidate now that people can attach their hope to. Not because he's the best, but because he's the one that the young generation and the move, at least, it's like a breath of fresh air for many people. Like I told you, I'll give you the 3 types of obedience.
Yes.
So for that, Obi, if they do the right thing and they collapse all their structure, because right now this coalition, everybody's holding on to their structure as plan B. And when you are doing something without full focus and full, commitment, it may not produce the result that you desire.
Okay, so apart from using Peter Obi as the presidential candidate, what other factors will determine the coalition's success or failure in achieving its goals?
So number 2 factor will be, like I said, really collapsing their structure into one. Just like APC did. Now people don't remember that APC is a combination of many parties. So all the structures have collapsed into one, and they had a plan. Okay, this party, you are the one to do president. This party, vice president. This party, Senate president. This party, House of this party. So they shared it in such a way that every party in the coalition or in the APC, they all have their own place and their position. So that's what this group will need to do to ensure that they collapse all their system and they have a well-planned and documented strategy to ensure that all the different units in the coalition have a stake that they will be happy with. Next is to go into grassroots mobilization to really ensure that they get the next generation. Because look, think of it all. Between 4 years of every election, the number of people that become of voting age are more. So for instance now, in Nigeria today, 75% of Nigerians are below the age of 35.
Right.
Now, the median age in Nigeria right now is 19, 20 years old. So anybody that was born from year 2000 to now, they were not in the military era. They don't know anything about Awolowo. They don't know anything about Abiola. They don't know anything about all those. They don't know. That is why when Buhari was packaged, they all jumped on it. Because they didn't know anything that he did bad in those days. And they got a good PR company to package it. So, what they should be doing is, all these people, they keep believing in their old structure, which is what they will be a leverage, which is the Obama formula. Leave all these old people, come to the youth. Anybody 25, between 18 and 25, that is the demographic, that's the target. If they get people between the ages of 18 and 25, and we get all the normal platform that can get these people, and we mobilize them nationally, they will talk with the government. So the only way out will be for them to rig it through INEC. I'm telling you. Because in statistics, there is a realm you get to where no matter what they want to rig, it will be overwhelmingly clear that they cannot make it. So, because what they normally do, the formula of politics, they have a lot of what they call useful tools for rigging and useful tools for manipulation. That's why most people in the north, they want to keep them uneducated. That's why they keep them, so that with 2,000 naira, with 1,000 naira, they'll just pack all of them to go and vote without thinking. And we know that a lot of the census and a lot of the population of many states is fake. They say they have 10 million people in the state. The whole state may not more than 3 million, but they have programmed these things so that they know that when it's time for election, they will say they are 10 million. Didn't you see what happened in Kogi with the people that they say they signed to remove Natasha. Didn't you see how many lists of people they brought? The list was even the people that they say signed all the writing, the same signature, the handwriting of the signature is the same. That is Nigeria for you. And they had more people on the signature than the people that voted for the entire election. Now,
so where did they get all of them from?
So Nigeria is a very wonderful. It's a Nollywood movie. So those are things I think they can do that can help them, but I don't see them doing it. But if they do the right thing, they can be a formidable force. But Atiku will not bow. If Atiku bows, that's master stroke number one. If he's willing to put his money behind Obi and decide not to run. But Atiku will not agree.
100%. It's still MMM. Call us on 090-620-23907. We're going to go on another break. When we come back, we will be signing off.
With a veteran media personality and seasoned actress Doyin Kukoyi on Champion FM 90.7 every Monday, Wednesday and Friday 6 p.m. for your perfect blend of inspiring messages, electrifying conversations from our seasoned guests, infectious beats and music from loaded playlist, message music for motivation. MMM, where motivation meets inspiration every single time. Join eloquent Doyin Kukoyi on this program every Monday, Wednesday and Friday 6 p.m. on Champion FM 90.7. You can show that will ignite your life in a positive way. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok at MMM_234 to win some surprising, fantastic rewards. MMM, this program is a production of First Rated Media and PR Limited and proudly supported by Amala Eco Restaurant in Nairobi, Kenya and in the city of Ikeja, Lagos, Nigeria. Bossa.
Bossa, bossa, bossa. Ra, 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 ra. Ra, 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 ra. Ra, 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 ra. Ra, 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 ra. Ra, 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 ra. Ra, 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 ra. Ra, ra, ra,
democracy. But instead of progress, now fighting we they fight. If democracy go on, we must get patience more to destroy very easily, but to build the democracy, politician, Surulere, fire legislator, certificate, master, Mississippi, on a democracy, let's see,
It's still MMM, and you're welcome. I remain yours sincerely, Adedoyin Kukoyi. Now, the 2027 election will be a litmus test for the opposition coalitions to strengthen and its viability. Now, Doctor, on a final note, where is the place of ordinary Nigerians in all of this, since politicians are reputable for their interests?
Well, I will say to every ordinary Nigerian, number one, don't lose hope in Nigeria. Nigeria has not failed any of us, but it is Nigerians that are failing us. So let us not lose hope in Nigeria, because all these politicians that are messing us up, they did not come from Pluto, Mars, or Neptune. They are all Nigerians. So they are a reflection of our value system, a reflection of our society. So don't lose hope in Nigeria. Number two, play your part. Many times, evil thrives when good men do nothing. And if you are not part of the solution, you are indirectly part of the problem. So all those that refuse to vote, they will rig it. My vote does not count. You are part of the problem. Because when you say your vote does not count, you have given them the vote to rig. You have given them a slot.
And you don't even have the right to complain.
Yes. So don't sit down aloof and say it's a scam. Get involved. Play your part. If all the good people that are complaining and all the angry people that are complaining play their part, we will all become a formidable number that will be too much to reach. So, number three, every one of us should do everything we can to begin to hold politicians accountable, beginning from the local government, because people have forgotten that local government autonomy is here, and they are forgetting that the governors are collecting more money than they have ever collected. Everybody is looking to president. This governor and local government chairman we should be pursuing now. And if we hold them accountable and we all play our part and we keep hope alive, Nigeria will become what we want it to become.
Thank you very much, Dr. Olumide Emmanuel. We've been speaking with Dr. Olumide Emmanuel, a life coach, a business coach, and also a clergyman. Now, I've added to that further a political analyst. Thank you very much for being part of today's show, sir. We really wish you well.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much. Now, before we go, we'll leave you with this message. The success of this coalition will depend on its ability to transcend individual interests and work towards a common goal. This is where we're going to draw the curtain on today's program. Special thank you to the producer, Adeo Bayinka. Michael has been in the studio. Olamide has been in the studio. Tolu Lokwe has also been in the studio. Join us again for another interesting topic on MMM on Wednesday by 6 p.m. Don't forget, Wednesday, 6 p.m., we're going to be here again to bring to you another interesting topic. I remain yours sincerely, Adedoyin Kukoyi, signing out. Have a good evening.
From dawn to dusk, we're here for you. Champion 90.7 FM.
It be like said they won't tell us what to we never hear before. To Baba Deya, plus Soli Baba Deya, Sabada Badam Dabadam De Dabadam De Dabadam De. Don't be smarting, don't be smarting, don't be smarting. I said don't be smarting, don't be smarting, don't be smarting. Looking back to all the years that you and I have spent together, it seems like you've been playing me all along.
So many times you asked me to put the whole of my trust in you. So many times you betrayed me and played me for a fool. Why don't we work together so the future will be brighter? Cause it be like you and I, we didn't need each other all the time. All the time. Another year has come, and now you want my trust once more. Oh, no. It be like say you want to tell me another story again. It be like say you want to act another movie again. It be like say you want to go another coding again. It be like say you want to dance, la la la, knocking you dance again. You want to see another song again. It be like say you want to go, you want to go. See, all I wanna say is that they don't really care about us. Cause all they really want to do is just to get in touch with big bucks. Cause they think that the money gives them the power. But the power is nothing if your people cannot get quality education. The power is nothing if your people keep dying of disease and starvation. The power is nothing if your people have no peace. Oh, peace. The power is nothing if your people cannot live in unity. Hey. See why you keep on deceiving the people, my brother, my sister. See why you make all these people to they fight one another. Oh no, only God can judge you now. 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 Another year has come, and now you want my vote once more. Oh no, it be like say they want to tell me another story again. It be like say they want to act another movie again. It be like say they want to do
90.7 orí ni wá a ò ní dìrù láṣẹ Elédùmarè. Akẹ́yìndé gbẹ̀gbọ́n rédíò ṣálájẹ́.
Rédíò tó ń gbàṣà àti ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ wa lárugẹ.
Champion FM 90.7. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá ajé òkú bàjẹ́ o.
Láti iléeṣẹ́ Champion FM 90.7 gẹ́gẹ́ láago méje alẹ́ lù. Akúṣẹ́ àtàárọ̀ àní ṣe lásán láṣẹ ọba mi Èdùmàrè. Ìròyìn àpapọ̀ ló ń dé sétí ìgbọ́yín láti iléeṣẹ́ Champion FM 90.7. Ọlámídé Abíọ́dún lóníròyìn. Abẹnugan ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin Abbas Tajudeen ti sọ̀rọ̀ lónìí pé àsìkò ti tó láti gba ìṣàkóso àti àmójútó gbọ̀ngàn ìjókòó ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin kúrò lọ́wọ́ iléeṣẹ́ tó ń mójútó lọ́wọ́ báyìí, ìyẹn Federal Capital Development Authority, láti jẹ́ kí àǹfààní ìjọba àwarawa nítumọ̀ àti láti jẹ́ kí ètò ìpín agbára fojú hàn. Abẹnugan Abbas sọ̀rọ̀ yìí níbi àpéjọ ìta gbangba tó wáyé lórí òfin tó ṣe ìṣẹ̀dálẹ̀ àjọ tó ń ṣàmójútó ohun amáyédẹrùn àti ohun ìní lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Ó sọ pé ìjíròrò lórí òfin náà jẹ́ èyí tó ṣe kókó tó sì ṣe pàtàkì pẹ̀lú bó ṣe ń ṣàlàyé ìwúlò ìdáàbòbò láti ṣètọ́jú tó gbọngbọ́n lórí gbọ̀ngàn ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin àtàwọn ohun ìní tó farajọ. Lásìkò tí olórí òṣìṣẹ́ ilé ìgbìmọ̀ asòfin Ali Isa Jesse ń ṣojú abẹnugan Abbas ó sọ pé ìwé àṣẹ náà kì í ṣe láti fi ṣe ìrọ́pò àwọn iléeṣẹ́ tó ń ṣàkóso ohun ìní àtàwọn iṣẹ́ tó wà nítẹ̀lé rẹ̀. nínú ìròyìn míì sẹ́nitọ̀ tó ń ṣojú àwọn èèyàn ẹkùn àárín gbùngbùn ìpínlẹ̀ Kogi Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan ti sọ pé òun kò dáwọ́ iṣẹ́ dúró lórí iṣẹ́ táwọn èèyàn òun torí rẹ̀ dìbò yan òun sípò láì wo ti ìdádúró tí wọ́n ní kóun lọ rọ́kúnlé ó láwọn èèyàn òun kò pàdánù nǹkan kan gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀rọ̀ kan tó jáde láti ọ́fíìsì ètò ìròyìn rẹ̀ nílùú Àbújá sẹ́nitọ̀ Natasha sọ̀rọ̀ náà lónìí lásìkò tó ń ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ọjà lágbègbè ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Ọ̀kẹ́nẹ́ àti Òkèhí ètò tí wọ́n ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀ láti ran àwọn oníṣòwò lọ́wọ́ nínú okòwò wọn pàápàá jùlọ àwọn obìnrin láti gbé agbára ìdàgbàsókè wọ ọrọ̀ ajé nígbòríko agbègbè ọ̀hún. Àwọn ọjà ọ̀hún nírètí wà pé yóò parí fún ṣíṣe àti lílò lóṣù kọkànlá ọdún tá a wà yìí láti ṣèdédé àyájọ́ ọdún kejì rẹ̀ lọ́fíìsì. Sẹ́nitọ̀ Natasha tẹnumọ́ ìfààyègbà tónílé tẹlẹ́mù nínú ètò ìdarí rẹ̀. Ó ní jíjẹ mùkúntùn ètò ìṣèjọba àwaarawa kò ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tàbí ẹ̀sìn. Ó wá ṣe ìlérí láti ṣe àwọn ohun amáyédẹrùn tí yóò lálòpẹ́ fún àǹfààní ìlọsíwájú ọrọ̀ ajé káàkiri ẹkùn tó ń ṣojú fún. Ọwọ́ àwọn ọmọ ogun àpapọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí nípínlẹ̀ Plateau ti ba àwọn afurasí agbésùnmọ̀mí tí wọ́n ń gbèrò láti ṣe ìkọlù sáwọn arìnrìn-àjò lágbègbè Gàṣíṣí níjọba ìbílẹ̀ Barkin-Ladi nípínlẹ̀ Plateau. Ọwọ́ pálábá àwọn oníṣẹ́ láabi ọ̀hún ṣégi lánàá Sunday lásìkò tí wọ́n dì hámọ́ra tí wọ́n sì gẹ̀gùn lójú òpópónà Káfí Abu Rakwok. Agbẹnusọ fún àwọn ọmọ ogun Safe Haven Major Samson Zakom ẹni tó fìdí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ náà múlẹ̀ nínú àlàyé kan tó fi léde lónìí. Ó sọ pé lákòókò tọ́wọ́ ba àwọn ọ̀daràn ọ̀hún àwọn ọmọ ológun gba ìbọn AK-47 kan àpò ìkọ́tasí ìbọn AK-47 ẹyọ kan ọta ìbọn tó lé lọ́gbọ̀n oníwọ̀n mìlímítà 7.5 àtàwọn ohun ìjà olóró mìíràn làwọn gbà lọ́wọ́ wọn. Ó fi kún pé àwọn ọ̀daràn náà ti wà lákọlò àwọn nígbà tí ìwádìí sì ń tẹ̀ síwájú lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún. Nínú ìròyìn míì ìròyìn ti gbé pé àwọn agbébọn ti ṣe ìkọlù sí ọkọ̀ àwọn ọlọ́pàá nítòsí ibùsọ̀ iléeṣẹ́ gáàsì Finance lójú òpópónà Okigwe sí Umuahia nípínlẹ̀ Imo tí wọ́n sì ṣekú pa ọlọ́pàá kan tí wọ́n sì jí ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá tó léwájú ikọ̀ ọ̀hún gbé lọ. Ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ọ̀hún wáyé ní nǹkan bíi aago 9 òwúrọ̀ òní lágbègbè Okigwe lójú òpópónà Gariki tẹ́lẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣàpèjúwe rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí ààyè tó léwu jùlọ lójú òpópónà ọ̀hún. Lásìkò ìṣẹ́gun náà wọ́n pa olú èbúbè ọ̀kan lára àwọn ọlọ́pàá tó wà nínú ọkọ̀ náà tí wọ́n sì gba ìbọn ọwọ́ rẹ̀ sá lọ. Bákan náà ni wọ́n jí ọ̀gá ọlọ́pàá ASP Kashmir gbé lọ léyìí tí ó ṣeéṣe kí wọ́n padà gbẹ̀mí lẹ́nu rẹ̀ gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn ará àdúgbò ọ̀hún ṣe sọ. Agbẹnusọ fún iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá ìpínlẹ̀ náà Henry Okoye sọ pé ìgbàgbọ́ wà pé àwọn tó ṣe ìkọlù náà kò lè ṣe lẹ́yìn àwọn ọmọ ajìjàǹgbara orílẹ̀-èdè Biafra ìyẹn IPOB àtàwọn ESN pẹ̀lú ìwádìí àti ìfimúfínlẹ̀ táwọn ti ṣe lórí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ láabi ọ̀hún. Ìròyìn tó jáde láti Ìbàdàn tí í ṣe olúùlú ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ti sọ pé Ọba Rashidi Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà lẹ́ni tó kàn láti gorí ìtẹ́ gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olúbàdàn tilẹ̀ Ìbàdàn lẹ́yìn ìpapòdà Ọba Owólabí Ọlákùlẹ́yìn lónìí ọjọ́ 7 oṣù keje ọdún 2025 lábẹ́ ètò ìyípo gígun orí àpèrè ìlú Ìbàdàn gẹ́gẹ́ bó ṣe wà nínú òfin ìṣẹ̀ǹbáyé. Ládọjà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ọ̀tún Olúbàdàn ní olórí ipò tó ga jùlọ nílùú Ìbàdàn òun ló di ipò gíga jùlọ mú nípele sísẹ̀ǹtẹ̀lé lẹ́yìn ìkásẹ̀ńlẹ̀ ìjọba Olúbàdàn tó gbéṣẹ̀ ọba Ọlákùlẹ́yìn ó kan gbogbo ara ti wà lọ́dọ̀ ọ̀tún Olúbàdàn tí í ṣe àgbà-oyè Rashidi Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà. Ìròyìn náà fi kún pé láìsí àní-àní Rashidi Adéwọ̀lú Ládọjà lẹ́ni tó kàn láti dé adé Olúbàdàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí Olúbàdàn tuntun. Ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Agége nípínlẹ̀ Èkó ti ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ kíkọ́ ọjà ìgbàlódé lórúkọ ẹni tó jáwé olúborí nínú ètò ìdìbò ààrẹ tó wáyé lọ́jọ́ 12 oṣù kẹfà ọdún 1993 Moshood Kashimawo Ọláwálé Abíọ́lá. Ìgbésẹ̀ náà fojú sun ṣíṣe ìgbélárugẹ fún ètò ọrọ̀ ajé àti láti ṣe ìrànlọ́wọ́ fún àwọn oníṣòwò lágbègbè náà. Lásìkò tó ń sọ̀rọ̀ níbi ayẹyẹ ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ọjà ọ̀hún, alága ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ Agége Alhaji Ganiu Kọ́lá Egúnjọbí ṣe àpèjúwe ọjà MKO Abíọ́lá gẹ́gẹ́ bí iṣẹ́ àgbàṣe ìyípadà tí yóò tún ṣe àtúnṣe ọ̀nà ìṣòwò lágbègbè Agége àti ìpínlẹ̀ Èkó lápapọ̀. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí alága ṣe sọ, ọjà tuntun náà yóò fọlá fún iṣẹ́ àti àdìsọ́kàn MKO Abíọ́lá tó dúró fún ìṣèjọba àwaarawa, ìdájọ́ òdodo àti ìdàgbàsókè ọmọnìyàn lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí nígbà ayé rẹ̀. Ìròyìn ilẹ̀ òkèèrè. Iléeṣẹ́ ọlọ́pàá orílẹ̀-èdè Kenya ti dí gbogbo òpópónà tó wọ olú ìlú orílẹ̀-èdè náà ìyẹn Nairobi látàrí bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń palẹ̀mọ́ láti ṣe ìwọ́de ìfẹ̀hónúhàn tako ètò ìṣèjọba tó wà lórí àlééfà lórílẹ̀-èdè náà. Àwọn ọkọ̀ ayọ́kẹ́lẹ́ aládàáni àtàwọn ará ìlú ní wọn ò gbà láti pé kí wọ́n kọjá sáàrin ìlú Nairobi, léyìí tó ṣe àkóbá fún ètò ọrọ̀ ajé lágbègbè náà. Ṣe làwọn ọlọ́pàá yìnbọn tajútajú sáwọn èèyàn tó bá gbìyànjú láti kórajọ fún ìwọ́de. Àwọn èèyàn Kenya níròyìn gbé pé wọ́n ń gbèrò láti fi ẹ̀hónú hàn lórí àṣejù àti ìwà ìkà táwọn ọlọ́pàá ń hù lórílẹ̀‐èdè náà, pẹ̀lú ìṣàkóso tí kò mú ìlọsíwájú bá ará ìlú àti láti pèpè fún ìkọ̀wé fipò sílẹ̀ ààrẹ Ruto nítorí ẹ̀sùn ìbàjẹ́ àti bí gbogbo nǹkan ṣe gbówó lórí lórílẹ̀‐èdè ọ̀hún. Olùkú ààrẹ Donald Trump tẹ́lẹ̀ rí Elon Musk ti ń gbé ìgbésẹ̀ láti mú èròǹgbà dídá ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú tuntun sílẹ̀ rẹ̀ ṣẹ lẹ́yìn tó yapa kúrò lọ́dọ̀ ààrẹ Amẹ́ríkà ọ̀hún látàrí àbádòfin ètò owó ìná tuntun tó ń ṣàgbékalẹ̀ rẹ̀. Musk kéde ìdásílẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Amẹ́ríkà lọ́jọ́ ìsinmi àná, lọ́jọ́ kejì tó fẹ̀yìn àbá òfin owó orí tí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Republican ṣe agbátẹrù rẹ̀ lélẹ̀. Musk ṣàpèjúwe àbá òfin náà gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìgbésẹ̀ tí kò bójúmu. Ó wá na ìka àbùkù sí ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú Republican pẹ̀lú bó ṣe ń fowó ìlú ṣe ọmọ ọkọ máàlè. Nínú ìròyìn eré ìdárayá, àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ agbábọ́ọ̀lù obìnrin orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ìgbésẹ̀ láti kópa nínú ìdíje gbogbogbò ilẹ̀ adúláwọ̀ pẹ̀lú bí wọ́n ṣe jáwé olúborí pẹ̀lú àmì ayò 3-0 lórí àwọn akẹgbẹ́ wọn láti orílẹ̀-èdè Tunisia nípò Group B lánàá ọjọ́ Sunday ní Stade Larbi lórílẹ̀-èdè Casablanca. Asisat Oshoala ló kọ́kọ́ mi àwọn nínú ìfẹsẹ̀wọnsẹ̀ ọ̀hún ní ìṣẹ́jú kẹrin. Lẹ́yìn náà ni Ọmọ́rìnsọ́lá Babájídé náà fi àkọ́sí. Ẹ̀yin ará, ìròyìn àpapọ̀ kò ní jù báyìí lọ fún sísá yìí láti lè ṣe Champion FM 90.7. Ẹ lè máa wò wá kedere lójú àwọn òpó ẹ̀rọ ayélujára wa. Ẹ̀yin sáti lọ sáàtì fún Champion 90.7 FM lójú òpó Facebook, Instagram, TikTok tàbí YouTube, tàbí kẹ́ ẹ máa gbọ́ wa kétékété lójú òpó àgbáyé wa www.champion907fm gmail.com. Teresa Adéyẹmí lolóòtú ìròyìn. Èmi Ọlámídé Abíọ́dún ló mú wá sétí ìgbọ́ yín. Ẹ ṣeun bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń tẹ́tí gbọ́ iléeṣẹ́ Champion FM 90.7. Àwọn ètò alọ́lọ́kan ọ̀jọ̀kan sì ń tẹ̀ síwájú lédè Yorùbá. Ẹ kú tẹ́tí lẹ́kọ̀ọ́.
90.7 Akínyẹ̀dé òjòdú la múlẹ̀ sí o.
We are champion.
Ibẹ̀ láti ń dábí ẹdun tá ń rọ bí òwe.
We are champion.
The entertain, educate and informate.
We are champion.
Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà kájé bùgbà yín jẹ́ o.
Champion FM
90.7
orí ni wá a ò ní dìrù láṣẹ Elédùmarè.
Akẹ́yìndé gbẹ̀gbọ́n rédíò ṣálájẹ́.
Rédíò tó ń gbàṣà àti ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ wa lárugẹ.
Champion FM 90.7. Ẹgbẹ́ polówó ọjà yín wá ajé ògùn bàjẹ́ o.
Ẹ ó máa ta ní wàrà ń ṣe ṣá o.
Ìgbàláyé ọ̀rẹ́ mi, àsìkò ní gbogbo nǹkan láyé. Ìgbàláyé ọ̀rẹ́ mi, àsìkò ní gbogbo nǹkan láyé. Ṣiṣẹ́ tó dára lásìkò iṣẹ́. Láṣẹ̀rẹ̀ bó ti yẹ lásìkò eré. Ṣiṣẹ́ tó dára lásìkò iṣẹ́. Láṣẹ̀rẹ̀ bó ti yẹ lásìkò eré.
tó dára lásìkò iṣẹ́. Aṣeré bó ti yá lásìkò eré. Ìbá ló nígbà lò, ẹ bá mọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ mi, láyé wá gbé kúrò. Ìbá ló nígbà lò, ẹ bá mọ́ sọ̀rọ̀ mi, láyé wá gbé kúrò. Tó bá tẹ bá mọ́ṣẹ́, tówó níná bá ti yá pààrọ̀ wọ́yọ̀. Tó bá tẹ bá mọ́ṣẹ́, tówó níná bá ti yá pààrọ̀ wọ́yọ̀. Tó bá tẹ bá mọ́ṣẹ́, bílé kíkọ́ bá ti yá pààrọ̀ wọ́yọ̀. Tó bá tẹ bá mọ́ṣẹ́, tó bá fẹ́ ra mọ́tò, á ṣe é ṣe. Mo kẹ́gbẹ́ ọmọ Èdùmàrè. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Mo kẹ́gbẹ́ ọmọ Èdùmàrè. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Ìláyé Ẹlẹ́dùmarè, bá mi bẹ̀rù mi lórí. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe láyé. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré o, ká rere púpọ̀. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Ká ṣiṣẹ́ kékeré o, ká rere púpọ̀. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe láyé. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. Àlùbáríkà sí wọn bá tí mo bá ṣe o. gudugudu méje fún wa. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ti dáyé ọ̀nà ti jìnnà. Ìgbésẹ̀ ti dáyé ọjọ́ pẹ́. Àbòsí ti dáyé tó jọ mẹ́ta. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ti dáyé ọ̀nà ti jìnnà. Ìgbésẹ̀ ti dáyé ọjọ́ pẹ́. Àbòsí ti dáyé tó jọ mẹ́ta. Kàkà ká ṣe wá kọ́ bí òyìnbó, ká kọ́ pọ̀ bí àwọn òyìnbó. Kàkà ká ṣe wá kọ́ bí òyìnbó, ká kọ́ pọ̀ bí àwọn òyìnbó. Ọ̀tẹ̀ rìgì sígbẹ́ lápòsí lóye yẹn dúdú lẹ́nu. Ẹ̀rí kì í mọ́. Ọ̀tẹ̀ rìgì sígbẹ́ lápòsí lóye yẹn dúdú lẹ́nu. Gádà tó bá dára jù, òyìnbó ló bá wá ṣe. Afárá tó dára jù, òyìnbó ló bá wá ṣe. Ohun tó ṣe nílẹ̀ yìí kò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn. Àfi ká rí tàwọn òyìnbó. Ohun tó ṣe nílẹ̀ yìí kò tẹ́ wa lọ́rùn. Àfi ká rí tàwọn òyìnbó. Òyìnbó pàápàá wọ́n ṣọ̀kọ̀ òfurufú, wọ́n ṣọ̀kọ̀ ojú irin, wọ́n ṣọ̀kọ̀ ojú omi. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ní kí ṣígbà lábòsí lóye èèyàn dúdú lẹ́nu. Ìdíṣí ọ̀dà ẹ̀jẹ̀ lọ jáwọ́. Ìdíṣí ọ̀dà ẹ má dánwò. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ọ̀dà ẹ̀jẹ̀ lọ jáwọ́. Ìdíṣí ọ̀dà ẹ má dánwò. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ọ̀dà ẹ̀jẹ̀ lọ jáwọ́. Ìdíṣí ọ̀dà ẹ má dánwò. Ọ̀tẹ̀ ọ̀dà ẹ̀jẹ̀ lọ jáwọ́. Ìdíṣí ọ̀dà ẹ má dánwò. Ikú pa ẹni, má jẹ́ mi rò. Ọkùnrin pọ́npọ́n lójú ogun. Ikú pa ẹni, má jẹ́ mi rò. Ọkùnrin pọ́npọ́n lójú ogun. Odidi mọ́lẹ̀ ọmọ bá jẹ́ mi rò. Apá bí ẹlẹ́ta. Odidi mọ́lẹ̀ ọmọ bá jẹ́ mi rò. Apá bí ẹlẹ́ta. Ètò ìlú ni wọ́n bá lọ ṣàfihàn. Òkú ẹ̀ ni wọ́n gbé wálé. Ètò ìlú ni wọ́n bá lọ sí àfihàn. Òkú ẹ̀ ni wọ́n gbé wálé.